hands into hands, fingers into fingers. Close your eyes and observe your normal, natural breathing process. Let us be with the breath for the next 15 minutes. I will play some music, and with the help of music, let us be in meditation. slowly remove your hands and place it on your eyes for 5 seconds. And slowly open your eyes. So, my dear friends, I would like just to know each other. So, please, can you unmute yourself and say from when onwards you're doing meditation? Yeah, Aarti ma'am.
Yeah. Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
yes, yes.
Yeah. Actually, I came into contact with Patriji's few disciples, you can say, few years back.
Okay.
Then we did some sessions at my place. I was doing it, and we had formed a group. And at night, when that message of light workers come for 1 hour meditation from 10 to 10 p.m. to 11 to 11 p.m., we were
Yeah,
doing that.
yeah.
Then in between, I was out of touch. Then again, you can say a few months back, again in April,
Hmm.
March, April onwards, I am again into this. And again, my group is doing the meditation and all that. Then now I'm in regular, and I'm in touch with, back in touch with Jassi ji, Vasantha madam, and Shamla ma'am, all
Okay.
of them. And I regularly attend mostly 3 p.m. Program. Whoever is the host, I do attend.
Good, good.
And I sit in meditation at night also. So I'm grateful to Brahmrishi Patriji and to all the pyramid masters for
Thank
showing this path and bringing us back into this path.
thank you, thank you, thank you, ma'am. So good to hear you.
Thank you.
So
Thank
you've
you.
been almost from 2 months regularly doing it. Thank you. So we have Prakasha. Prakasha, can you please unmute your? Just say from when onwards you're into meditation. Mr. Raghunath, Varsha Bajaj. Okay. So yes,
यस नमस्ते मैडम।
Namaste ji.
हाँ, मैं वर्षा बजाज इंदौर से बोल रही हूँ।
हाँ मैडम.
हाँ,
So आप कब से ध्यान कर रहे हैं मैडम?
मैं अभी लॉकडाउन में रेगुलर हुई हूँ। वैसे तो लास्ट ईयर मेरे को मेघा मैडम है इधर, मेघा
Okay.
शर्मा मैडम,
Okay.
उन्होंने सिखाया था। और पत्री जी से भी मैं 3-4 बार मिल चुकी हूँ, इंदौर आए थे
Okay.
तो अभी लॉकडाउन में तो बिल्कुल रेगुलर कर रही हूँ। 40 दिन का लिया है संकल्प मैंने, तो
Okay.
अभी 2 जुलाई को कंप्लीट होगा मैं।
Very good. Very good.
और 3-4 ग्रुप में भी हूँ, आपका
Hmm.
पढ़ा था तो इसलिए मैं आज चालू की।
ठीक है, ठीक है. Thank you. So nice to hear you. Yeah. So Prakasha or Deepika, Mr. Raghunath, Satyan Nathan. So would anyone else like to introduce yourself? Like from when on you're doing meditation? You can unmute yourself and you can speak. Okay. So thank you, Aarti ji and Varsha ji. So I just wanted to know, because how many of you are into meditation and from when onwards you're into meditation, so that it will be more easier for us to say about this movement and the founder Brahmarshi Pitamaha Patriji. So just an introduction about the movement once. Pyramid Spiritual Society's movement started in the year 1990 in Kurnool. So one of the hosts, Krishna Priya and Ashwini, so her sisters, they were also from Adoni, the Kurnool district. So they're also senior masters who have been hosting these shows from about 2.5 months. I think in the July first week they're going to complete 100th day of hosting these sessions. So congratulations to both the sisters. So this movement started in the year 1990 in Kurnool. So we are celebrating 30th year of PSS movement. So the main goal of PSS movement is to spread meditation, the breath meditation, anapanasati, vegetarianism, spiritual science, and pyramid power. I think in most of the sessions you would have come across more details about meditation. So what is a pyramid? And today it is a special program about learning from Patriji. Why I wanted to introduce the movement is we should know about the movement and the founder. So it is much easier for us to understand the learnings. I started meditation in the year 2004 when I was a school going student. Actually, my mother was doing meditation to get rid of her health illness and anxiety and depression. So by seeing her, I started meditation. We all know meditation has lot of benefits. Physical health gets improved, mental stability is gained, intellectual power gets increased, and we all come to know that we are soul and not the body. So when we understand the principle that we are soul and we are not the body, we easily understand the all that is, which means the supreme soul. What is in you is in me. The whole spiritual science, it's just in that one statement, Aham Brahmasmi. And Patriji has taught this spiritual science, this huge wisdom, into very simple words. So a lot of people think meditation should be done at the very senior age when there's no work, once they retire of their life, and when they think what to do now and how to pass away at the time. No, it is not correct. Meditation can be started right from the age of 5. When children are taught meditation, their life grows well. It grooms better. Like that, I started my meditation being as a student in the adolescence. So being in the school, studies are very much important, and I came to know about the relationship of education and meditation. When I came to know that, I started applying these principles over my studies. So with the help of our senior pyramid master Premnath sir, I started relating it with my education. I used to do meditation and then start my studies. So my whole focus, concentration was only on the book. You know, friends, as being a student, a person just opens the book and his thoughts are always wavering. it is not the problem of a age-old being. Nowadays, it is right even from the student age. So, how to get rid of all this? How to be mindful? For all the questions, meditation is the only key. So, I used to do meditation for about 15 minutes and then start my studies and do my homework. I started feeling the focus is only on the book. So, the time what I spent on my studies just started getting decreased. Like, for example, if I was studying for 1 hour, but with the help of meditation, I could finish it just within 40 minutes. And that helped me to get rid of my things easily. I started feeling that, oh, this is a kind of a time saving factor. So, as a playful way, I just started doing meditation. I used to accompany with my mother to the meditation center. And one of the main key things is one has to meditate as per the age. So I used to meditate for 15 minutes or hardly 20 minutes. And I used to spend with my friends who are at same age. Even they would be accompanying their mothers. And we all would like to, after my meditation, we all would just spend together. And how was your meditation? How did you feel? How is it helping you? So all such things we used to discuss among ourselves. That paved us a good path to dive deeply. So, dear friends, I also came to know like nowadays, a lot of people have started meditating, especially after this lockdown. And there are a lot of sessions happening all over. So, the three main things is the biggest learning from this PSS movement and Patriji is the three things: meditation, reading of spiritual books, and Sajjan Sangatya. So now we are here as part of the session in Sajjan Sangatya. So you're all already into meditation. So the more you meditate, the more easier your life is. And reading of spiritual books. So why is it required to read a book? Because what you learn or what you experience through your meditation is lesser when compared to a book. When you read a book, you can learn lots and lots of new things. You'll start understanding the wisdom. So that's why Patriji always says every senior pyramid master should write a book. And when you read all such different books of different pyramid masters, we can gain a lot of wisdom. It is not easier for us to gain all the wisdom by our own self in our own meditation. So, reading spiritual books and discussing on the topics of spiritual science will help us to be more firm on the path of meditation. If you just do meditation and there's no other two, then you'll not feel the result is reaping so fast. So, by understanding all these, I started slowly implementing that in my life. So, my dear friends, we used to do. So, my dear friends, I used to do meditation, read books, and also share our meditation experiences. So, when I just understand the importance of all these, you can be firm in whatever you do. So, when I started my meditation in the year 2004, I met Brahmarshi Patriji in the same year. So, we used to have, or we are still having, a lot of annual events happening in Pyramid Society's movement. So, one such event is Dhyana Mahayagna, which happened in the year 2004 at Hyderabad. So I just went with my mother for about 1.5 day, that too unwillingly. I was not interested to go because it was Christmas holidays. I can go to my grandmother's home and spend with my cousins. But after going there, I started seeing a lot of people who are of this youth, and I felt okay. So it is good to be in this journey because there are a lot of people who have reaped so much of benefits and they have done a lot. And the first day when I met Patriji, and it was about 5 p.m. in the evening, he was just going about to the different stalls, looking the books displayed, pyramids in different stalls. So I was in one such stall, and one of the master from Chennai introduced me that I was doing meditation. And the moment when I saw him so near, and when I shook my hand with Patriji, it was a different feel. I couldn't understand. As some of you would have experienced, Patriji would just see into the eyes and speak nothing. I didn't understand what it was. Probably I would have seen him in the picture by then only once, but that was the first time I was meeting him. And I still remember it was the day of tsunami, December 26, 2004. So, the moment I met him that day and I shook my hand, it was a unknown energy, unknown sensation. Probably even after 15 plus years, when I'm seeing that incident, I can still feel it in front of my eyes. So, this is just to make you understand that how the energy of a master would be. And as a lot of you would have been seeing, in the very core team, you can spend and you can learn a lot from Patriji. So those years, it was the initiation of Chennai Pyramid Society, and I had opportunity of being with the master Patriji in lot of different situations. So I had traveled with him to different places, and I can say that it has been a loveliest fortune for me to be with him. In one such situation, so many of you would know, so we would be massaging his legs, and there would be at times, so he makes a person walk on his leg. That day, he asked me to do it. I was just a blank that how could I do it, and is it okay? At that time, there were two persons next to me, so they were just catching hold of my hand, and It was good. I could balance myself. And after some time, he just asked that those persons to leave away the hand. So there was a kind of imbalance. So I was catching hold of the wall. After some time, he asked me to take my away the hand also. I could just withstand myself, and I was just being on the track. After some 10 minutes, he just folded his leg. So it was not the straight line, it was a bump. I need to walk as if I'm going down a mountain and coming down like this. So I started accustoming to that. And at that time, he said, practice makes man perfect. So he had always been a friend who was teaching us lot and lot. Because there are a lot of situations where a friend can teach you better rather than your parent or a guru himself. So, as many of you know, Patriji is not only a guru, he's a good guide, friend, philosopher, and whatnot. So, let me just say you one of the incidents which happened. In the year 2011, myself with the family and few other meditators with Patriji, we all traveled to Aircard, which is a hill station near Salem. So I was wishing to take a good photograph with him. From about 2 or 3 hours, I was just waiting. If I get the like if I get the mobile, I cannot find Patriji then. So if I find Patriji, there was no person who would just click a photograph. So for about 3 hours, it kept on postponed. And when we just were about to go into a park for a meditation session, when we got down of the vehicle, I immediately said, so Patriji, I just wanted to take a photograph with you. He said, okay. And after about 10 minutes, I just came to know I lost my pendant, the gold pendant with the chain. The chain is there with me, but I lost the pendant. I was really afraid. What is my mother going to say? So, how should I face her? It's not the problem of losing it, but what my mother would say or how would she react. So, that was my concern. So, my friends, I just went back searching where would I have left. Then immediately it flashed to my mind that why don't I see the photograph? So in the photograph, I can understand that the pendant was there or not. And when I went back to the photograph, I saw even in the photograph the pendant was not there. So it was just we came from a different place, and when I got down of the vehicle, I took the picture. So at that photograph, the pendant is not there. It means that I could have missed it in the prior destination, like the prior place. So it was still more afraid for me, but I still kept searching. And at one point, I could see the pendant found on the road, and it was such a astonishing fact that it was the same place where I took the picture, the photograph with Patriji. So I understood there's always particular time for everything. If I could have took the photograph in the before place, then I cannot identify that whether my pendant was lost or not. And we all know that there's something called butterfly effect, and there is link with each and every happening what is around us and what is with us. So I understood that point at that moment. And at that night, I just shared with him the whole incident which happened. I also said him that my mother doesn't know that I lost the pendant, and I cannot even imagine like what the reactions would be. You know, my dear friends, what did he do? The next day, my mother asked me, "Hey, did you lose your pendant and you just found it again?" I was shocked. I just said it only to Patriji. And how did she come to know? And later I understood that Patriji himself has said the whole incident to my mother. You know, at those moments, it would have been little uncomfortable for me, but that made me to open up to my mother, that she can understand. So the narration of his incident to my mother made me and my mother a little more closer. So this is one of such incidents what happened in my life. And let me say another incident. I think many of you would have experienced if you have been with Patriji, especially during the lunch or the dinner serving. Once there was so much of hurrying up of the situation happening there because he has to leave to the airport and it is already time. So I was there and I was serving food there. At one moment, suddenly Patriji started scolding. Where are you? Why are you so tensed? And where is your mind? You know, by these words, the people who were next to me, they thought I spilled the food which was served to his plate. And was his, it just felt on his dress or it fell somewhere nearby. So the way he was talking to me, people around me were just stilled. They couldn't understand what had happened. So when they came to know what was the situation, it was I was just serving him some chutney. When I was serving it into the plate, a two drop of chutney fell on the different part of the plate. It didn't move out of the plate or it didn't spill on his dress or somewhere else. It was just in the plate but a little far away. So he said, if it is time or if he is hurrying, that he should be aware of. And why am I so tensed? Why am I not mindful in what I'm doing? He just says one statement. It is up to us how we understand that. Then I came to know that how it has to be served, why it is so particular enough, and how mindful we should be. When we are being so mindful, the energy is in that current situation. If we are thinking something else, and if we are traveling, the mind is somewhere else, and if you keep doing the work, then there's no energy in the work. It is just a mechanical. So, with all these incidents, you can learn a lot from him. So, what I'm saying is just small tidbits of being with the master. As I was saying, you all, being from the student age, I was into meditation, and you all would have heard a lot about 2012. The world is going to end and it is going to shatter, and a lot more. So, I thought, why don't I just stop my studies and be only the practice of meditation and teach everything of that. So one day I spoke to Patriji and I said, okay, I would do my studies, but just guide me that I can take particular stream of my studies, like in my 11th standard, or it might be even after my 12th standard, in what kind of engineering. So I just seeked his guidance to understand that I made sure that whatever I am studying today, should help this PSS movement in the future. And you know what did he say? He said, do anything regarding computers. And that is how I took information technology in my engineering as a stream. And as we all see, now it is a digital era of PSSM. And I'm very happy that I have been a part of this core members, being as an organizer in a lot of the programs also. Now all those knowledge is helping me. It is up to you, like you ask him, and you should be ready enough to follow what he say. Otherwise it is just a word. Unless and until you are not ready to follow what he says, it is better not to ask. And I can say my life just transformed from where I was by taking his words seriously. Another incident, friends, another important sector of my life regarding my marriage. When there was a discussion which is happening at home regarding the marriage, and I got married to a person who is also into this cases movement, Mr. Chandu, who has been meditating from the year 2000. So I was pretty much sure that I should get married to a person who is already into this movement, who can understand the importance of meditation and vegetarianism, and who also knows Patriji and go about with his teachings. So that was the only underlying point in my life to select my life partner. So once I came across the person, my life partner, and we were about to get the decision, we both were strong enough about discussing this with Patriji. So once when he was in Chennai, we took up this discussion to him. And you know what he said? He said the whole essence in just one statement. I asked Patriji, so this is the person we were like just willing to get married, but we just wanted to get your suggestion, or is it right to our life, or how is it so? And he said, a master will not interfere in others' personal affairs. And I am a master. It is just one statement, the whole essence into it. He said, you take whatever your decision is, I will support your decision. And that is how, again, there was a major part of stepping it in my life. A master will not interfere in others' personal affairs. You take your decision, and I support your decision. I am a master, and I will not interfere. And that's how a master should be. Why I'm specifying this point is, again, is how we interfere in others' work. So let it be wife or husband or children, whoever might be. There is always something called their own life. It is their own freedom. We should just understand why it is happening, or just give suggestion only if they ask. And that was the biggest learning. So from then on, I got married and moved to Bangalore. And I used to visit Patriji whenever he comes to Pyramid Valley. At one such point, he asked me for a coffee. So you all, of especially who have been in the back end organizers, who have been hosting Patriji to their homes, they all know that how much a person need to be aware when you are with the food section with Patriji, especially with the cooking or serving, whatnot. So when he asked me for a coffee, I gave him. So after he took it from my hands, he just sipped and he said, "The coffee is good." I was just in cloud nine. I felt so happy that getting a compliment from him is not an easier task. So when he said, "Your coffee is good, and why don't you come here?" I got confused. I'm always here whenever he comes to Pyramid Valley, and what is he saying me now? So later I understood he asked me to shift to Pyramid Valley, and it just happened over a coffee. So it has been 8 years now I'm at Pyramid Valley. I've been taking care of book space as a procurement head, getting a lot of new books and spiritual products. It has been a great exposure for me being in this place. Pyramid Valley International is the headquarters of PSS movement. We have a huge, magnificent pyramid, the Maitreya Buddha Pyramid, which is of 160 feet, and 5,000 members can sit at a time and meditate. So I invite every one of you to come and visit Pyramid Valley after this lockdown. So it is in Bangalore. You can also visit our website www.pyramidvalley.org for more details. So dear friends, as soon as I completed my engineering, I got married and I came to Pyramid Valley. The moment when he said that shift yourself to Pyramid Valley, he said me take care of the book space which is here. I said okay, because we have been habituated to say okay. We don't know about our life, and he knows better what is yet to come, what has been the soul contracts and the challenges, what we accepted in the higher worlds. So I always have a habit of saying yes. And I said, fine, sir, I'll come here and take care. So after some 2 or 3 years, once I asked him, for each and every small job, the employer will ask, what is your experience? Where have you been these many years? What was the kind of role? Because experience matters a lot for any kind of job you go. And I was just a college passed out, and you asked me to take care of this book space. So in the year 2012, there was a small shop with very limited products. But later in the 1.5 2 years, we shifted it to the basement of the pyramid, and now we have about 3,500 of unique products. Probably I wouldn't have known that the mission and the vision is going to be so much of large. But he knows when he asked me to join Bookspace. So at that time I got doubt and I said, it is such a big task and it is such a big mission to get so many things, to contact so many people, to be in touch with them, accounts, managing, exposure, negotiations, budget planning, a lot more. And how did you think that a college passed out can just do all these things? You know what did he say? He said, you have 10 years of meditation experience, and that is enough. And he said me to read the book called Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse. So, my dear friends, it is not just the physical experience what you have. When he said that you have a lot of meditation experience, yes, it means that meditation gives everything. Meditation teaches you everything. It gives you so much of confidence, boost. So, what more is required? Absolutely, as he said, when a person is meditating and being in the path of reading spiritual books, he can obviously learn and perform as many as possible. So I would also say another incident. I think about 3 years ago. So I had a opportunity of traveling with him for a week in the state of Orissa. When I was being with him, I just felt like messaging the happenings, what all happened the whole of the day with my family members. With so much of enthusiasm, I started typing every day before going to my bed, that how my day was, where all did we go, like how many meditation sessions happened, how many members were attending, and like the total summary of the day. You know, after 2 or 3 days, I was just good enough typing everything so briefly for the 2 days. For the third day, it became a shorter one, saying only the important things. The fourth day, it was a bit late. Instead of night, I used to post it the next day morning. And the fifth day, I slowly started skipping. And almost during the end of my trip, it was like I went, I saw, I came, that's all. There was not much of story. And I started saying, okay, anyways, what is there? After my trip, I can go and share with my family whatever happened. Because probably because of being tired for the whole of the day, or many other different factors too. But when I was closely seeing him, it is almost been 4 or 4.5 years till now, that every day we receive the daily messages from him. I think you all would be reading it from different books. And if there are some special days, you'll be getting special messages from him regarding that particular day. Just for a week, for me, that to type over my phone to share with my family members was little difficult. I got boredom. I was tired. I thought of doing it later. But Patriji is so very sincere enough to every day share his wisdom, share the message. That too, it is not just a quote of 4 lines, my dear friends. It is about 2 pages. He reads so many books, he underlines all the important points, and he again writes it down for us and sends it across. So, how much of dedication, how much of commitment it would have been? You know, there were very minute situations, like point not one might be. So every day he used to write it with the time he's been mentioning, like 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. whenever he writes. So one day he was having it was on the day of Buddha Purnima. So next day there's about meditation from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. And after this, he can just go and meet different visitors, meditation seekers, and spend with them. And again, he'll be back to home only by 10:30 or 11. So it will be very late. And that's the only reason when I saw him once writing the daily message in the night by 11:30. So 11:30 p.m. he just wrote the message of the next day. And he made sure that person next to him, he made sure that this has been written for tomorrow. So as usual, you just broadcast it. And there were only 2 members who knew it. I just came to know that there was no message given that day almost 11:30 or 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I slowly went and asking, so Patriji, I think you just missed out giving your message. And he immediately said, no, I wrote it last night. Weren't you received? It was just a shocking situation for whoever was there. So the person who was coordinating literally forgot to broadcast the message. And he reminded that it has to be done. And immediately it happened. Almost about after 12 hours, the message went on the broadcast. So from then onwards, whenever he writes the message, like it is a very rare situation, probably at some times when there is a huge event which is happening, he writes it the before day night, and he makes sure that it is getting broadcasted the next morning. So he started asking at 8 a.m., did you send a message? So there's something which is going on the track, and when it is out of the track, he made sure that it has been happening. So slowly, in the later future, I just started exploring. From then on, he started writing the time also, because when he travels to the different other countries, there are different time zones, and you might be receiving the messages little late. So by then, he started having the habituation of writing, even including the time. So at his stature or at his level, he can understand that, hurry, what happens if I don't just give message for a day? Or what happens if it is late for a day? So please understand, my dear friends, that shows his commitment and dedication. He's not a person who is just preaching and going away. It is we who should understand, who should learn from each and every aspect of his movement, of his life. It is all like how much we can learn from him. And he never spoon feeds anyone. It is just there. It is up to you. You take, you learn, you understand, and you implement. And I would like to just say another incident where he gives so much of importance for the family. And today's message, if you would have heard, that it is important to take care of the family. So once there was a situation, it was my sister's birthday, and there was a cake cutting because Patriji was also there. Because of uh, some kind of emergency necessity work, I moved away. And I just thought, okay, Patriji is there, so let them just celebrate. It's not much important that I should be there. So I had some other important work and I just moved out of the hall. And I didn't know that they were waiting for me. There were a lot of phone calls and my mobile was in silent mode. After about 15-20 minutes, when I saw my mobile, I had 10 missed calls from different people. They all said, Patriji has been waiting for you. So I just ran back to the hall, and I still saw, even after 20 minutes, he was still waiting for me. And he made sure after I was there, the cake cutting happened. I immediately pleaded sorry with him. It means, as you are in the family, it is equally important to be bonded with your family values. Because one of the important saying of this PSS movement is samsar mein nirvan. And it is high time we should equally spend for our spiritual life as well as the physical life. As being in the book space, I've traveled with him with lot of literature works, because he is not a person who really would compromise. Okay, it is already time, let us go for the print. No, he does iterations of correction to make it more perfect. You can just simply understand how his grammatical sense would be. And when very small changes, he literally makes so much of difference in the content. So, my dear friends, there are lots such events I can say by being with him, by learning from him. So, I would like to share one of my recent experience. Now we are all on Zoom, being on the digital platform. So once he was on a phone call with me, and I was saying this, sir, so much of meditation sessions are happening over Zoom. And he asked, what is Zoom? So yeah, sir, I said, sir, it is a video conferencing kind of where you can have the video live chat with different people. And that's how we are taking meditation sessions on behalf of Pyramid Valley. So he said, okay, okay, fine. And the first few days when he was on Zoom, so a person was helping him because he was new to have it with the headphones on the computer, speaking with different people. He's always with the crowd. Now, being in the lockdown, and as per the government rules, he was at his home, but still spreading so much of meditation. And my dear friends, now he has been so very habituated with the Zoom. Now he starts saying, unmute that person. Why is he not seen in the video? Spotlight. And lot of terms he has learned. So you cannot say that it is not my cup of tea. It is just his passion which made him learn. So there is nothing impossible. It is just your passion and just your dedication towards learning. So now he himself says he just finds the names in the participants and he says, hey, unmute that person. I would like to speak with him. On your video, your internet is, your signals are showing low, so your voice is not audible. Now he got habituated to all these terms. So, my dear friends, it is completely your passion how you wanted to take it to. And he is always an exemplar. He's an obvious a Buddha who is in front of our eyes. He's an absolute example where we can see and learn from him. So, thank you, dear masters. So, I'm happy sharing with you all with lot of different incidents being with the Patriji, the master himself. And it is always not an easy path being with a Zen master. And he says, destination is not important, the journey is more important. That's not much you go and keep running on your journey for the destination, but equally enjoy your journey of reaching it. So we are all on the path, we are all having a journey with the PSS movement, meditation, and everything. So thank you everyone being here. So let us meditate for another 5 minutes and end the session.